What's happening, good people? Mm.
JP, what's up?
Peace, King. What's happening with you?
Just vibing, man. Watching a little 18 for a little bit. They've been watching a little bit of WNBA highlights and some of the Sweet 16 with the girls. Playing a little bit. What you up to?
Man, just getting to the house, getting there,
Had a long-
getting everybody bathed and getting them together, and just want to check in with folks on here real quick.
Okay.
Hmm?
You had a long day?
And I can't complain, man.
See what I'm rocking?
I'm blessed to see another. What you rocking?
Hold up.
You got your mindful on? That what it looked like, yeah.
Yeah. Just chilling out a little bit. Just getting a little mind into some things too, just taking a mental health day. Cause I've been grinding, moving all week, so I just been relaxing, chilling out with my mom today. Came out of town to chill with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important, man. I pray. I'm praying for you, brother. I hope that your day was well, man, and that you stay covered, my G. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Same to you, bruh. Same to you.
So stay covered, man. Know you got love and support, man, and you appreciate it, King.
Yes, sir. You too, bruh. You too.
Absolutely,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
absolutely.
So,
What's up, bro? You all right? All right. Slow.
it's all right. It's okay. Checking in.
Yes, sir. I
Checking in.
appreciate
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna drop my number in there so you can have it. So.
you. Hey, make sure you direct message me now. I don't want to get you in no trouble. Don't put
No.
it.
You good. You good. I'll do it later once we disconnect. Yeah, we good.
Okay.
Yeah, we good. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. So what's the weather like?
77 right now. It's cool. Today was a nice day.
Yeah, sound like it. Yeah, it's been kind of hot down here in South Florida though. Been up in like the
Mm-hmm.
80s, a little bit close to the 90s, but not as much though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sounds good, family.
Yep.
We getting there, man. We about to join that good old Florida weather shortly.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be nice. We can link up. Always just keep me posted when y'all coming this way, so we can link up.
Okay.
I make time. So I'm
Okay.
right down there, Miami Beach. So right there on the beach. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sounds good, brother. I got you.
all right.
All right, family.
All right. Take it easy, bro.
Yes, sir. You too, family.
Yep. Cool.
Love.
Yep.
Good people. What's happening, man? What we gonna talk about today? What we gonna talk about on this Saturday? I'm trying to go check back in with my I know I got some of these topics, man. I gotta oh Lord. What we got? Go. What's happening? I think I hit it.
Hey, Mr. Josh Powell, I
What's
heard
up?
you best friends with Jermaine. He my trainer.
Yeah, who?
He my trainer.
Oh yeah. That's what's up. Y'all
Yeah,
just
he
had
told me
that. Y'all
there's
just
like a
had.
special event like next Saturday down
Okay.
there in South Georgia. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to that event.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
You going there though too?
When is it? When did you say it was again?
I think it's Saturday. It's Saturday in the afternoon. I'm in the 9th to 12th grade section.
Okay.
But 6th grade and 9th grade section, that's too easy.
All right. All right. Well, I should definitely be on deck, man. Everything else good with you?
Yes, sir. You know it.
Sounds good. Sounds good, family. Well, you be safe,
I
man.
saw some of your highlights on YouTube. You was so good at basketball, man. Dunking and
Oh
be
man, humble
oh,
family. I
oh.
appreciate that.
All right, I'm about to dip. I'll catch you later, though.
All right, brother. Be safe.
You too.
Later.
Dad,
What's up?
you're gooder than me at basketball.
Little something, brother. I keep getting sidetracked. What much love to the young king that just called. What we trying to dive into on this lovely Saturday? Good people. David, what's happening? Jamie, what's happening? Juice, what's happening? Burris, what's happening? Y'all give me 1 second. Let me try and get back. Cause I had a couple. Cause the last time I think it was supposed, I got a topic. The damn net's trying to be. Hey man, on one side of it, David, get it how you live. On the other side, man, I just think it's funny, bro. They ain't trying to be. They going. I don't even know how they got all that cap space. Jeez, they just signed the Marcus Aldridge. They got Blake Griffin. I tell you what, shit, the youngest thing they got is Kyrie. Them mother gonna run out of gas, but they one OG away. Sheesh.
Hey, my hair's crazy.
Your hair's not crazy, bro. I'm trying to go and I'm trying to find these topics, man. We supposed to talk about I think it was interracial or colorism, something. What y'all got on your mind though? Still think no one right. That's the other thing. It's got to be a self.
Well, look how much money I have now.
Hey, but I'm trying to come down here with that.
Hayden, look how much money I have now.
She won't let me touch her.
Yeah, the interracial joint. I got to find because
Because
Dev Life hit me with it. I'm trying to see where she at. She wanted to talk about it. Let's see here. The topic was. Let me go back. Hold on. Y'all bear with me, man. I appreciate much love, family. I appreciate y'all's patience. What y'all? Hey. Shorty.
Dude, Hayden. Huh? She could try to lie.
They can hear you. What you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
She said,
I just want to.
does colorism affect people's thoughts on navigating dating and being open to dating outside of their race or ethnicity? Does it challenge blackness to marry or date outside of the race or ethnicity? What's happening all the way from Switzerland? That's what's up. Destiny,
Get from off of me. No, it's.
Destiny got me blocked. She ain't fooling with me no more. Hey, but what y'all think about this one, man? Y'all want to roll with this one? I think it's a good one. What up, Mel?
Bruh.
I'll repeat it one more time since Jamie missed all of it. Does colorism affect people's thoughts on navigating dating and being open to dating outside their race or ethnicity? Does it challenge blackness to marry or date outside of the race or ethnicity? So, love has no color. You know what? All the way from Switzerland.
Bruh.
Let's go ahead and see what you talking about, family. Back up, Sheldon. Back up.
Let me say hi.
Man, if you don't get your big head ass up, whoa, girl.
you touched me. Dad, Hayden was touching me.
Oh, he's a Matumbo, that thing. Hey, Zen Ruffy. I hope I ain't saying it wrong, but he just declined me, dog. I just reached out, ready to get your take on it. I appreciate you in the comments, though. Let's see here.
Hayden, you know I have a house.
I'm taking this shit.
more than you.
Respect, family. Respect.
Now when I pop you upside your socket,
let's see here.
It ain't gonna be funny then.
Who want to put their hand up, man? Jump in on this.
Me.
I need me a participant. Hey, y'all too. What y'all
I can be a participant.
Yeah, do something with
Man,
yourself.
what the hell? What the hell you know about dating outside the race?
Huh?
Right.
I'm raising my hand up. A white person, you gotta make sure they're right. So they can...
When you date a white person, you got to make sure they're right. What the hell is you talking about?
So stupid,
You can't be mean because they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's wrong." Oh.
You realize this is all
What do you mean, bro? Hey, can somebody jump on here real quick, man? What do you mean? You got to date a white person and make sure they're right?
No, I said if you date a white person, you gotta make sure they're right.
That's what I just said. But what do you mean by that? Is what I'm saying.
Which means they can be like sensitive, like
make sure
they can have feelings.
Okay. Make sure they have feelings.
Yeah. No.
And that's only if they're white.
No. And black.
And black.
Yeah.
All the coaches. Wait, what's the question?
I'm raising my hand up.
Well, they quiet in here for right now. So until somebody jump on, I guess what I'm
I'm raising my hand up.
Hush, what? Basically, let me read this again so I can make sure I give it to you correctly. Does colorism affect people's thoughts on navigating dating, being open to dating outside of their race or ethnicity?
Yes.
How do you feel about how do you feel about dating outside of your race?
For me personally, I go for more like my culture, but I wouldn't mind dating somebody else. I don't know. It's just something about me. I prefer young black men, you know, because my dad is a very handsome young black man. So I would just rather. Why are you trying to make it weird, Hayden? Like, stop laughing. Like, I just prefer like a black man or Hispanic.
He's not black.
I don't really see myself dating a white guy. But it could happen. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just know everybody has their preferences, and then some people they don't have their preferences. Love is just love.
That's fair. That's why I'm asking.
I hope I didn't say nothing wrong.
It ain't a right or wrong answer. That's why I'm asking you. You know
That
what I'm
is
saying?
interesting. Don't see herself dating a white guy.
Say what?
Trust me, there are very,
so cute.
very, very handsome young.
Your kids are cute.
Out there. Don't get me wrong. Oh, thank you. I know I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? My dad made us. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. You know, because I don't want to make anything.
No, but before we get started, that's your take on it.
That's me.
You got your preference, but
yes.
you said, okay.
I think like all you
Bro, you don't even know what you even talking about.
All you have to do is just like your guys, and then they just like you, and then that's when you have to make sure they're good. You know.
So it don't matter. It don't matter about the color.
No.
Okay.
Like if they're black.
All right. What you got for us?
I think my service sucks.
It's okay.
Hold on.
I think as long
What did your
as we
say
can,
about dating out the race?
Basically, she said that she has her preference.
Okay.
Everyone does.
Hey, listen, y'all too. She says she has her preference. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that she has anything against. So she was like, she's open to it, but she has her preference. Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on. My Wi-Fi must suck right now.
It's okay. We might have to start over.
I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. I know I might have to start over.
I don't know either. You might have to pray on it.
It's interesting to hear a kid's perspective on dating out the race. I'm really curious about this one.
So what my 12-year-old said basically just make sure
you're spending more than I'm spending.
Oh no, we can't do that. Let me start this over there. I'm gonna get you back on or join. I'm gonna get you out and join again. I don't know what's going on. We got to pray for her. I
Amen.
don't know what's going on with my dog Wi-Fi.
What do you think, Dad?
Hold on now. You ask the people. You ask the people. It ain't a touchy subject, man. Let's talk about this shit tonight. Damn, where'd it go? She commented in here. Let's see. Let's go live again. Let's see if she pick up. Basically, we talking about dating outside the race. And then to my
And I
dog,
can't even get on with him.
huh?
Okay. Let's try this one more time.
Yeah. Jock, what's happening, bro? Gotta get your take on dating outside, man. Dating outside the race. So what's your thoughts on, hold on. You mean what? You got something else you want to say?
Yeah, I want to hear her thoughts because I love a kid's thoughts.
Go ahead,
What you
Hayden.
thinking, girl?
So my dad, he doesn't like dating, and
Bruh, this she asking you about what your take is about dating outside of
Go
you.
and also spill the tea, boo.
Don't
Oh, she said spill the tea. She said spill the tea.
I
Spill that
said spill the
tea.
tea, boo.
he said spill the tea.
Wait, is it peppermint tea?
No, it
Peppermint
ain't no
tea, good
tea.
tea.
What's your take on dating outside of your race, Hayden?
I like different color boys.
You like different color boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
And I
What
had a crush on one.
is there a reason?
Yes.
What's the reason?
I don't have a reason. I just think they're cuter.
Who's cuter?
White boys.
You think white boys are cuter?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I do like dark skinned boys too.
That's extreme. Okay, so why? What's the difference?
Because I just think I do because I also like, I don't know, I just do.
No, it has to be a difference.
I don't know the difference. I like both.
Okay, so you think outside the box all the way.
So
Whoever's attractive is attractive.
So sometimes too, like I think with areas too, Queen. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes that could also have like an effect on certain things. You know what I'm saying? So what's your take?
Oh, I
It
personally.
can. You know what I mean?
No, I actually was gonna say that because living in East LA, I dated a couple of Mexicans, and I lived in Los Angeles for over 10 plus years. You know that. And it's kind of like going, like it's the area that you live in sometimes and what you see, and also it's what you like as well. I just think I prefer a black man, but I've definitely dated outside my race.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm just not gonna just say no. I'm not gonna date you because you're not black and everything else. It's more of just like the attractiveness and the quality of the person that, like, what they're giving to me as much as I'm giving to them. And once again, living in certain parts of the city, parts of the country and everything else, it just depends kind of like where you live sometimes.
Does it take away from your blackness if you do date outside of your race?
No, but I have met more black men that, even though there's so many black men that I know that date outside their race, there's also a lot of black men that I meet that don't like black women dating white men.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I say white men because it's usually not a Mexican or anything else. It's usually a white man, so they say like, "Oh, you're just dating somebody basic." If you date a white man, you're just dating somebody like basic or something like that. It's a hate on the black community. I don't know.
Your doctor, Dr. Umar said he don't respect. Hayden, go take a shower. He don't respect or he don't even talk to any black any African Americans who date outside their race. Like he said, he don't even really take them serious. Yeah, he can't because especially like from the business and stuff like that. Because he was just saying like how are people fighting for their people and then they dating outside of their race. And he named some folks. So it's just a very interesting take. It's a very it's a heavy topic.
The only thing I hate about anybody that dates outside their sorry, and I'm gonna say this for all the Black community because I think a lot of people could speak for this one. As a Black person, especially Black men that you hear like they date outside their race because they want, especially if they're like really a brown skinned chocolate man and everything else, they want their child to be like fair skinned or just like to be more accepted if they're more lighter skin than or fair skin than being chocolate. So I hate that part of it. Don't go outside your race and date a white woman or a Mexican or somebody else because you're just trying to make them look more attractive because they're gonna have more fine hair and everything else. Like, no, you can be chocolate and have like the most luscious hair and curly hair and everything. It doesn't, but I think that's the stereotype that we have to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's trying to, sometimes people actually do date because of that, or will go to, dating somebody outside their race just so they can have somebody that's more acceptable in the community. But that's the only thing I don't like. Don't date a white man or don't date anything, a white woman just so your child can have curly hair and everything else. Don't do it.
No, that's real. Hey, look, this is what I'm gonna do. Right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna see. Nah, she ain't even there. She gone. I was finna bring one of my people on from Australia.
Yeah, you don't see with your eyes, you see with your energy. Thank you. Yes.
Get her to I don't know if Zen ready. I don't know if he off the pot yet.
No, I mean, but also in other countries, it kind of like differs because some other countries they don't see color so much that how we do in the U.S. So in America, like
Let me see
they
if I
don't
can
see
get
it.
beat on here too.
They just love to love. Black folks in America, we love to make sure our kids have pretty hair and it's like flowing like this.
Let me see if I can get my dog on here. But Mario, OG, the topic is let me go
Colorism.
colorism and how people feel. How do you feel about navigating and dating or being open to dating outside of your race or ethnicity? Let me put this in here.
Hold on, Josh, but you got kids, you've dated and also have kids outside your race. How do you feel about it?
Again, well, hold on. Let me pin this comment first.
Okay.
Colorism. There we go. Let me make sure I spell this right.
It's not hard. Colorism. Go on, girl. Tell your daddy how to spell colorism.
COLORISM. Colorism. Period.
And the effects on dating. There we go. I'll just put that up there.
Amen.
All right. Let me see if I can pin this muff. Pin comment. There we go.
God, she looks so much like you. That's so cute.
But what was you saying now?
No, I just what is your take on it? Like, because you've lived in different countries and clearly traveled all over the world. So
yeah, she can call me out. It's cool. It's funny because through through the years, especially since I got went through my divorce, bumping into ladies along the way, and it was like, especially my black queens. I love all y'all to death, but I've had a lot of people come at me and say like, "We know you don't like us. We know you only date white women, or you have a type, or like, yeah, they done came at me sideways." So I take it with a grain of salt. Like I don't trip, and I think sometimes too they look at my kids, like if I posted the kids, making those assumptions or just stereotype me along with every athlete or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then I tell them, I said, well, I guess you don't really like black men. And they always get offended because it's like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what's up with you. And it's like, and I know this might make people feel away, but I claim all sides to my makeup. I was able to do my background check. And when I mark other on all of my stuff.
Amen.
And why is that?
Because I own every part to, again, my background, my history. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen my chart, and it's not like it's dominant in one area. Like it's spread across. So for me, it's like me being sarcastic with it because I know people always say, well, if you got one drop, you black. I don't necessarily agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But me as an American man, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just my view on it. That's just my opinion on it. Like when I respond. We'll dive into that later. But to get to your question, um, I grew up on the South Side. We from the same area,
Mm-hmm.
which is don't bring no white girl home. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like if she ain't looking how we looking, we ain't going for that. We ain't accepting that.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up that way, and then I went off to college, which is NC State.
Which was
And
majority.
then it's, well, in Raleigh, it's a majority of Caucasian. You
Mm-hmm.
still have Asian. You have some, you know, we're there, but it's majority like Caucasian. And from there, I started my career. Started with the Dallas Mavericks, and then from there, it was overseas. Then came back, and then it was like, you know, I've been able to see the world. Now, for the majority of that, I was married. And before me being married, I was in another relationship. Hey, bro, what y'all gonna do, dog?
God dang. I was like, what is that? You
Um,
outside all of a sudden?
so I say all that to say, like, just give it a background, man. I've been able to travel and experience the world, so my mind frame is different, man. I just appreciate beauty. You know what I mean? Because for one, the reason why I talked about my family makeup, which is so important, is because you know how a lot of people would be like, you know, we got white, you know, down in our bloodline, like way, way, way down, or we got this way, way, way down. And it's like, for me, it's like grandparents. It's like great grandparents was like white Indian, da 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 da. Like, it's close. You know what I'm saying? So I literally I embrace all parts to my makeup, man. I salute every part of my heritage, man, and I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I come from. Like, you know, I've been able to see my family tree. You know what I mean? And just how deep that thing goes. And I just appreciate beauty. Her mother, even though she looks black, but her mother's a half and half. She's Yucatan and black, so Mexican and black.
Okay.
Then these jokers over here, they mama is Creole. The little baby, her mom is full on Italian. So
Yeah.
it's just a lot that's going on, man. And I don't like it for different reasons. And then another reason I have an issue with colorism, period, is because, you know, my kids, like both of my oldest ones are brown, like this. And you see bro right there. And
Mm-hmm.
then both of the younger two
Or blonde hair.
are sandy hair. He
Yeah.
got the little man got blue
So
eyes,
different. Yeah.
and my daughter got green eyes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And like growing up, you know what I mean? Like my son, maybe not so much because boys are different, but I know with girls, they hear and see everything. So every time we're out, people are always compliment Hayden before they would compliment Patience. And I understand that what you would like to think. Let me not speak for everybody because I feel that there's ignorance there when you're not thinking. Like those are kids sitting there. And if you're not going to show love to all, just leave it alone. That's just my opinion. Because what they're doing is they're showing love to one color. They're showing love to certain features, and then it's like you just totally ignore the other ones. Now, I'm I'm biased. I feel all my children are beyond beautiful. Um, and they look how they look, and they are where they're at with it. This one right here, I swear she was born in the fucking 80s or the 70s, a part of the Black Panther, whatever. Like this one right here, she like all day, this for real.
I'm black and I'm proud.
She like with it, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody else like differs. You feel me? Like Hayden, I know she's a part of the cheer world. You know, we up here in it's just a lot of differences. Deuce, I can't really, even though I don't preach relationship, but Deuce, do you have a color preference, brother? Or you just like beautiful women,
Yeah,
young
let's see what
ladies,
he
excuse me,
says.
young ladies.
Yeah.
I like BL girls.
Who? What's a BL girl?
Yeah, I know. What's a BL girl?
You like black women?
Yes.
Do you like white women? He likes
Hold on,
both.
ask them. Even
No, he
when it
likes
comes
both. And
down
when
to
he
like in black
shrugs,
women, do you like light skin or you like dark skin?
do you like light skinned women or dark skinned, son?
Dark.
What's dark? Like you? You like dark skinned women?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So he said he like dark skin. Landon, I feel, is a lover of all. I don't know what Landon is.
That's too
But
cute.
I just
but
love my family, okay?
okay, straight up. So there it is.
Hold on, what do you say?
I just love my family. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so
He sees it all.
I think that I'm understanding where people are coming from. I'm not mad at people who have a preference. You know what I'm saying? Who want to stick within their preference for their. I get that. But I'm not caught up on that, and I think that we have to stop judging people who do decide to do so. You know, and I'm glad you brought up how, like you said, that there are black men who, you know, they look down upon black women who date white men. You know what I'm saying, for whatever that reason is.
Mm-hmm.
But what's funny is, you know, how black women like, and these are my conversations. You know what I'm saying? A majority of them where they're stereotyping or they're it's like there's this narrative out there, and I don't think that that's the case. Just like I know black women don't want to have that narrative that they're these mean, aggressive, you know, disrespectful, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you don't want the narrative out there. Don't give it a reason to have the narrative out there. Because when I've had conversations, it's just me being honest, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen documentaries about this shit and everything else that and it's not a black woman thing. It is a American woman thing versus any woman that's outside of America,
That's why.
right?
Okay. Yeah, now let's get to the juice because that's the difference is between American and
Right. So it's the
European women and
mindset,
everything else.
right? And so that and that's the thing that a lot of people talk about, but the mindset of European women, Latina women, or just anything outside of America and how they treat and view men is totally different. And again, it's no shade, but everybody's taught different things. Just like, for example, they talk about how white women are raised, you know what I'm saying, in America versus how black women are raised, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black women are raised to be strong, to be independent, to do this, to do that. Then you got, you know what I'm saying, white women who it's like, yo, go to college, find your husband, do this, do that. Like the value system is just different. And
Can I
that doesn't,
interrupt you for 2 seconds?
yeah, go
And
ahead.
also Brazilian women, or I know guys that go to Brazil, and there's been documentaries about it too. That men that go to Brazil because also once again they're raised differently, of like that gypsy lifestyle. Like I take care of my man all the way, and like they do the most and the most, and we get put to the back burner. And so it's like, let me date this Brazilian woman that's gonna give me all the kids, but then also cook and clean
No,
and everything else for me.
I'm about to bring in somebody.
Yeah,
Hold
let's
on.
bring in a man.
What's up, King? You done shitting? You got all
Also,
right?
homegirl that
What's
said that she
good?
got shit for dating a white guy. I'm sorry for you getting shit for dating a white guy.
Oh my god.
What's up, family?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. How you doing, King?
You got a white
I'm
guy.
good. I'm good, man.
Appreciate you jumping on, man. So how do you feel, you know what I'm saying, about this topic, brother?
Bro, for me, it shouldn't even be a topic. Like the whole thing about just seeing color when you talk about love is just like it shouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you talk about love, it's about the person you're with. It's not about what you see. I mean, obviously, if you want to get with someone and you're just looking to get with someone for a one night stand, that's different. Like you want to get with someone because of how they look. When you're talking about love and how you want to be with someone for your life or something like that, like that's completely different. That's who they
Right.
are.
Now, do
Tell
you
these
have
folks
anything
where
with
you
your
from.
family? Oh, I'm
Well,
sorry.
hold on. Tell the folks where you from real
Yeah,
quick, bro, because
yeah.
this is a good thing that we get a different perspective. So,
Yeah, but it's kind of ironic, bro, because I'm from Switzerland, and Switzerland is like kind of a racist country in a way.
right, it
So
is, and it's broken up into the different parts. Man, I've been over there.
yeah,
So,
exactly. So it's
so
kind of
yeah,
ironic.
So, how
right.
does your family feel about if you was to date a black woman or someone outside your race? Like, how would your family? We see that you okay with it, but how does your family feel about it? Because on
My
top of that, you
family's
have to
open.
introduce these people to your family, and that becomes a whole other thing as well. You know?
Nah, my family's really open. Like I can do whatever I want. My family will accept whatever I do and whoever I'm with. So it doesn't really matter. But like,
Hey, white boy. Okay, go for that. All right. Okay, well, okay. But hold on, so you could do everything. I mean, but is it really that open over there? Like, your family might be open, but are families like that in Switzerland open like that, or they like, no, you stick to the Swiss or something of the sort,
nah,
you know?
I'd say like the Swiss people joke a lot about it because like, I mean, obviously Switzerland politically, I find is kind of racist, but so in a way people joke about it, but when it comes to the seriousness about it, like at the end of the day, everyone's open. Like who cares what you do? Everyone's open. If you want to date whoever you want, like if you're gay, if you're black, if whatever, like no one really cares. Like it's
Oh,
you live your life how you live your life, but
Yeah.
obviously like old school style politically, it's kind of closed, but I mean the young people really like they don't give a shit. Like come on, like
Let me ask you this, King. How do women treat men in Switzerland?
how do women treat men?
Yeah.
oh,
That's a tough question. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess normally. I don't know. I think it's
The thing is, the reason why I'm
you can
asking, and
both
that's
be
why
in.
I need for you to clear it up because normal to you is not normal to what we see and deal with in America. Now, again, this is not me saying that this is all women, right? There are a lot of really dope ass females that are American that are stand up, work hard, love their, man, treat the house, take care of the house, do whatever. But the
She's so
mindset
cute.
here, a majority of it is about the bag. It's about the look. It's about being a certain way on social media. It's about like
Look cute.
impressing your homegirls and making sure they high five and like, girl, you see what I got, or it's about making sure you got the big ass house and you can post the new G wag that you got. Like it's
I
it's
see it.
like it's like women will put up with a lot of fuck shit because they'll rather live the life versus actually experience love. And I don't care who say what they say. I done seen a lot. I've been in this world for 38 years and I've traveled it. I know the conversations I'm having. I know the conversations I'm hearing, and it's just a different mind. You know what I'm saying? And then to take it a step further, um, for us black men, we're devalued. We don't get the respect that we get out here. So it's a lot that goes behind that. And I'm not even gonna say that it's a black woman thing. I'm just saying as far as when it comes to relationship,
I
it's tough out here.
I see what you mean, but like in a way, I can picture that how women treat men like that in Miami, for example. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
big city and you want to flex on the gram and everything, but like
Mm-hmm.
in Switzerland it's really small, so you can't really do that. So I think the mindset is kind of different here, and like you only want to flex on the people you know and the friends you have around you. And by doing that, it's by growing your inner self, I guess. And like women, I think here are much more going through the strong, independent, and like doing their own thing and finding their man on the way.
Mm-hmm.
And not in the way like I see what you mean, like in the US, how like they just want to find the person that'll take care of them for the rest of their life, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's kind of different. It's not really like that.
How
Good. We just,
how
After
well,
all,
early do y'all get
obviously
married
there's
out
gonna be
there?
people like that for sure. I mean, people are like that everywhere, but
yeah, for
I think
sure.
it's a little less because since it's a little more closed, I guess smaller as a country,
Mm-hmm.
you can't really like there's not a big city like Miami here. You can't really flex and be like
Because people know you, right? They're like they know your families, or you saying from that standpoint.
exactly like people if you have friends, they'll know people and everyone's like mutual friends here. So in any case, everyone knows everyone. So you can't really in any case you can't really flex like crazy on the gram. So I guess you can't really go in that direction anyways, even though people
Right.
would think so. But in the end, you won't do it.
Right. I appreciate that, family. And again, for everybody who's tuned in or just tuning in, I am not categorizing and saying all women. I am not categorizing and saying all men, but it's still the idea. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, it's the idea. You know what I mean? That somebody just said it in here that most men say that black women don't respect them, but it's not a say thing, man. Like if a lot of the women on here or just in general could be a part of these calls, could be a part of some of the groups and the things that are being had, it it's a real thing, man, from the respect standpoint. Obviously we're not diving into the dynamics of relationship other than the color barrier for right now. But man, it's husbands out here that ain't sleeping with their wives. She mad, won't give up no ass, won't do this, won't do that. It's just a lot that goes with that. Be talking to
But
you crazy, the whole show. And I'm not finger pointing. I'm just sharing with him.
yeah, but Josh, honest God, I literally, if I could have this guy, I actually stopped block. He blocked me as well, so we don't talk anymore. But if I could bring him on,
Hmm.
he told me before we stopped talking, I'm gonna stop talking to all black women because black women don't respect black men, and I'm gonna go to a white woman that's gonna respect me, and so and so and so.
I don't agree with that either. I don't
And
agree.
I
I
was like,
don't agree with
really?
that.
Because I'm like, because why? Like, because I've seen
Well, I'm
white
gonna tell. I'm
women.
gonna tell you why. I'm
I
gonna tell you why.
I work.
They
Even though
think
I work
it's
in
easier.
inventory, I've
It's,
seen white women just be like on a person hard and hard, and
yeah,
then
but they
it's
think
not.
it's
They like
easier.
meek and mild themselves, and it's like, so when did they become meek and mild, and I become the aggressor because I'm black? Like
But
I'm
again, it's the
aggressive
group,
because I'm black,
sis.
but they're meek and mild even though they're doing
But
the same thing I'm
it's
doing.
the narrative. That's what you're getting. It's the narrative. You know what I'm saying? So
But
because of the narrative, it's the look. That's what people think. Just like they think all black women are mean, they think all white women are super sweet, no problems, no issues.
right,
And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Like women are gonna be who they are. And it's not a
right,
color thing. Um, but for your guy that said that, I don't know him. No disrespect, but that
yeah,
ain't the
no,
thing. That ain't it at all. And I already mentioned it, and she just said it, but it is a control thing. So a
yeah,
lot
it
of
is
a
a
lot
control
of
thing.
a
Yeah,
lot of
it
you
is.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, black men that are like they're gonna come out of their mouths and be like, I'm gonna date white women because of this. That ain't it, bro. That's a control thing. You got some
that's the
issues.
reason why I said don't do it.
Yeah, you got some issues. So
Yeah,
that ain't what it's about. And to I hear you, Queen. Y'all ain't controllable, but it's not about a control thing. It's about a partnership, and I think that's the other issue too. is we got to get away from the like what we feel or think the idea of relationship is, and we got to restructure that thing differently.
Mm-hmm.
Saying because it's not the way that a lot of people are used to, or I don't know, but whatever it is, there's a disconnect.
Yeah, definitely is a disconnect, and it's like, but how do we get back to us as Black women not looking so like aggressive and everything else for just because we want to express ourselves to I'm not saying I want to look meek and mild all the time because I'm just gonna trying to be myself, but how do we just even out this playing field, or do y'all even think that it would be ever evened out or the sort?
I think
Homeboy,
it.
you well, hold on, what's our friend's name again? Because you got to sit up. I don't. You're distracting me with your chest muscles out like that. You're doing too much. You're laying down, and I'm just like, there's a child in the screen, and Lord Jesus, take the wheel on this one.
Oh boy!
I'm about to move to Switzerland in 2.5 seconds, and we're about to switch this
I,
all the way up.
I think that real quick before I dive into that.
Yeah.
You got anything else, brother? Because I got a female I want to get on this one too. But you got,
and I can get off too. I can get off.
You guys,
let somebody else come in too.
it's all good. It's 5 a.m. in my place, so I'm gonna go to
right.
sleep. So
I
it's all
know.
good.
I appreciate you jumping on, man. Look, we
Of
got to
course,
keep
but
building,
I just
brother.
want to point out,
Go ahead, brother.
someone said women are women, men are men, and they are a collective of their past experiences and exposure. But in any case, that shouldn't like label race in any way.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's just that there. You see, you're talking about a sex. You're talking about men or women. You're not talking about a race. So whatever it's a black, like for me, whatever I'm straight, so whatever it's a black woman or white woman, it's a woman. You're talking about a sex then. But then after, I mean, you can go in another conversation about sex and like men or women or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But since our talk about it's about race, I don't even. There shouldn't be in that comment. It clearly states what everyone thinks, and there's nothing to do about race. So for me, like I said in the beginning, whether you love someone, it's about who they are, not about what they look like, whether they're black or white or whatever. Like it's crazy how it's even a topic. You see what I mean? Not disrespecting that you're having the topic about this, but like it's crazy how in this world we have this topic.
You're right, but that's why we got to talk about it and get all of these different perspectives from different people.
Exactly. And I'm young, like I didn't live through all the discrimination in the past and everything, so like I didn't live through that. But when I'm young, I'm born and I'm raised in a way where there's not the type of discrimination. You're like, what the hell? Like, why did that happen?
Yes.
You know, like, why did you discriminate? Whether you're black or white or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Appreciate that, family. We'll get you some rest, brother.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I don't even know how to get off of this.
Good weekend.
All right, brother.
Ciao.
Later.
Buy white chocolate.
Man, I'm getting you off of here. Bye, Carla. I'm about to get somebody else on deck. All right.
No, we need to get right back on with homeboy.
Bye,
get
man.
back on with homeboy right there for 5 seconds. No, I'm gonna get off and let somebody else come over here and express themselves.
Bye, Queen.
Thank you.
Bye, Queen. Have a good one.
All right. Girl, you crazy. Get her off. Shit. Hold on, man. Dev got to get you on. And then.
Period.
This your topic, Queen.
Oh boy. No, I brought it up because just living all over the place, different places in the world, and then, dealing being multi-ethnic, multicultural in my family, I've seen and heard it all. And it just troubles me when I see just around me, people having an issue.
But
Dating outside their race, dating outside, culturally, just all of that stuff. Like one of my friends, her husband's French. She's African American. She's Black, very much so. And people are like, "Oh my God, she married that white guy," or "Why would she? What's she gonna teach her kids?" And just a lot of crazy questions. But then comparatively, them over in France, there's no questions. Nobody's really asking. Nobody cares. And I think a lot of times you see both sides of it. You see on one side, people will judge and say, stick with your own because it makes you less Black.
Are you the winner?
And then on the other side, you hear people say, no, do what you want to do. But, be careful with that because you look like you're judging your own people. You look like you have a preference that's, takes you away from being Black. And when you hear those kind of arguments, you wonder what place the person's coming from. Are they coming from they were discriminated against, so they want to stay with their own? Or are they really coming from a place that they have a concern that it's not going to mix well?
mm-hmm.
And me, I just don't care. I'll do what I want to do. But I know that's a problem for a lot of people. Even skin color becomes an issue. What you see reflected on TV. One of my friends, she has a store down in Panama, and I said, hey, why do your models all look a certain color? She's like, oh, no, it's not that. I said, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You don't want to show the diversity of our country, but come on, what's up with that? So it's a whole thing that you see in society. So I don't know, I'm all over the place, but for real, I think people have an issue with it and they don't like to say they have an issue with it. And then there's people that hide it, until they date somebody. I've been in that situation. I dated a guy, he was Italian. He was like, oh, you're great. And I was like, and then it came down to meeting his parents and certain comments were made. And I was like, I'm not going to tolerate that.
Yeah.
I like you and all, but this ain't going to happen on a consistent basis.
Did he stand up for you at that time when the comments were made?
I think he did to the best of his ability based on the age we were. But I don't feel like the reason we broke up is I feel like it would have been hard for him to continue to stand up to his parents. And they clearly were not going to change. And the
Where
way
you
I...
from, Queen?
Huh?
Where you from?
I've lived all over, but my family's West Indian and Panamanian. So that's Afro, Latino, whatever.
Right.
And I've gotten the business for that. People like, so you think you're going to be, with somebody lighter or, you're going to do that thing. I'm like, no, there's no thing. you see every color in my whole family and nobody really cares. And that's why I get worried about it, I really get worried about it with people, closing themselves off.
Yeah.
Someone said that's why he's an ex. His parents.
But this,
Yeah.
you know what else is unfortunate too, because of the ignorance that we all share. You know what I mean? Because you think about you go in some countries. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if I'm in Puerto Rico, it could be a Puerto Rican. It could be my complexion or darker. It could be a Puerto Rican that could look like a straight white man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they all just say like we're Puerto Rican. Now that does listen.
It's a nationality thing.
I'm not sitting up here saying that I know all the ins and outs of Puerto Ricans or Venezuelans and the list goes on. I just know in these countries that I played in and I've had these conversations and you get a roundabout, you know what I mean, on the take of it.
Well, it's a taboo.
Yeah, but they're just like, we and I know that every country and culture, they're gonna experience some form of racism in some way, shape, or form. I get that too. There are people just like with Puerto Ricans, right? Like it's funny because Creoles, for example, right? There are light-skinned Creoles who may not like dark-skinned Creoles. Like it's a real weird thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's a serious thing. Like
it's a problem.
Yes.
It's a problem because you'll meet a person who is clearly Black, but they don't feel they're so Black like you, and they might be better. And it's like, that's crazy. There's no such thing, but in society it was built that way. You can go back to slavery. in the Caribbean, here in the United States. You can go through all of that, and that's where it stems from. You know, telling people, you know, any less black that you can be makes you better in any shape, whether it's hair, whether it's, you know, facial features, whether it's skin color, and then you combine it all together, they build this hierarchy that shouldn't exist. And that's where people get to the root of having a problem dating outside race, color, or whatever. If you really love and genuinely love with your heart and you look for a quality partner, no one should have anything to say. And if you know that's where you're coming from, that's fine. If you got a problem with how you identify, like for example, me being a very dark-skinned woman, you know, you wouldn't know my background unless I told you.
Right.
You would just say that's a black woman, and I'm good with that. But I don't have a desire to necessarily be with someone of a lighter complexion to make me feel good.
Right.
That's not going to up my ante. That's not going to, you know, I never, when I was having my son, was worried, oh, how dark is he going to be? That's crazy. But were there people in my family who thought like that? Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that I'm clear on this too, because
Yeah.
I know that like we're talking about love, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Relationship. Now that doesn't mean, because on the flip side too, that a lot of people will use that same terminology and be like, I don't see color when it comes to racism, and that's some bullshit. Y'all need to cut
Right.
it out. This is
Right.
two
That's
totally
totally different.
different things. I had to make sure that I cleared that up, because a lot of people with that type of ignorance, man, that's not okay, when you have to understand
Correct.
that people are treating you as such based on your gender, based on
Exactly.
your nationality. And also, real talk, they'll do the same thing when it comes to love to a certain degree.
Correct. You
Because
might not be as valuable to them.
people are judging you based off of your color or this, that, and the third. So it's a lot of things that folks deal with, man. And I hope I answered, you know, the question earlier. Like for me, I love love. You know what I'm saying? Like I've dated so many different types of you know, women, and so many different shades and colors. Like
Yeah.
I don't look at that when I'm talking about a partner. You know what I'm saying? I just wanna find who's for me and keep it pushing. You know, I've also asked some people, right, with the preference thing, you know what I'm saying? Because even for myself, you know, I grew up with preferences, things shifted, you know, and as I've grown, I can still have a preference, but I can still be open, you know, to certain things. So I
Yeah.
say that to say, because I got a homeboy that's like, bro, I ain't dating nothing out. And I'm like, bro, so you mean to tell me
If she's everything you want.
what if who the Most High was supposed
Yeah.
to partner you with, and she ain't how you want it to be? Go shower, mama.
Yes, yes,
She
sir.
ain't how, bro.
Your hair all up in his face, ain't it? Oh my gosh.
Bro,
The
She said
opening, now
sorry.
you just rubbing your hand all
do,
over.
dog.
What's up?
Back up. But I just told him, I said, bro, you gonna miss out on your blessing just
That's
because
true.
you want you a dark woman, or you want you a black, like, and it's
She has to be a certain way.
and listen, I'm not here to knock anybody's thing, you know
Preferences.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I was just sharing with him, like, bro, you can have a preference, but still, you know what I'm saying?
Be
You can
open.
possibly, thank you, Ken.
Oh, look at all that.
And still be open, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just important, man. And I feel like this is an important conversation, because for one, we're so judgmental,
Yeah.
you know, and then for our queens, like, if you hear the narratives that's out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you're doing? And the same thing for us as kings. Like,
Yeah.
we have our narratives too. So what is it that we're doing to change or
The way you're
mold
perceived.
that, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
where it's different? Because if
How do
you,
you present? And
yeah,
I'm a
and it,
strong black woman, and I don't pull any punches, but at the same time I wouldn't, unless someone's just trying to have a microaggression or, you know, be kind of petty. I'm not aggressive in that way. You know, so if you try to say, "Oh, she's just a mad black woman," you can
but
cancel
why
that.
do you
But I am
feel? Let me
assertive.
ask you this though: why do you? And I apologize, I did not
Sure,
mean to
no, no,
cut
no.
you off. But why do you feel that a woman, because I'm not gonna make this a black thing.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say, do you feel that? Because I feel like women feel like I don't take no shit, but it's like it comes with this attitude and this narrative, and it's like you can still not take no shit, but still come
Um,
across way different than that snapping, and you know what I'm saying? Like it don't
I
have to
think,
be
and
all
that's
that.
not just a black woman thing. A lot of times that's who gets blamed. But I'm gonna tell you right now,
That's why I
Latinas,
said women. That's what
Italian women, okay, whatever, German women, they'll snap your head off. So, it's really the oppression of it. So just not to get into the whole, woman thing, but women get dogged out in cultures and in history everywhere.
hmm
And as women realize their power, sometimes it comes across that way. But in reality, I would say consider how many times that woman's probably been stepped on before she reacted or responded or said what she had to say. I deal with it in my profession all the time. I get coddled, I get talked to condescendingly. I will say something with clarity. I'm good with my words, I think. And then someone has to come on the back end and translate for me. And then when I get a little assertive, I'm like, hey, that wasn't necessary. Oh, she's just so. No, I'm not emotional. I'm not, And so it comes across like she's snapping, but did you overlook that woman? Did you not hear her? Did you not give her a chance to present that gentle, feminine energy that you were looking for?
right,
Did you stifle that with your actions?
and
And
that's
then judge her when she responds accordingly, right? So a lot of times people respond to what you put out there, not just women. So you put out some energy that doesn't allow that person to be who they are, you're going to get the snapping and popping. I don't care what ethnicity you are. And that brings me to another question. Like, I know a lot of people have an issue dating outside their race or color or, any, whatever category they have because they don't feel recognized culturally. Like, can somebody understand me? Right? Because I know I had a friend, she's like, I just couldn't date on my race because he wouldn't understand the black issues and the things I go through. And I was like, are you sure? I
that's
have
fair.
another friend who's Asian. She said, Asian culture is very specific. I said, but so you think no one has the capacity to be a good partner to you without being exactly like you? Do you think that's,
And that's
you
fair
know,
across the board, just to let you know, because
yeah.
I understand it. I don't agree with it because I feel like if we all took the time to study each other, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things would be so different. Because I would follow that up with it's a lot of black people that don't understand black people.
Or certain types.
Uh, and that's part of it because it's like nobody's gonna be transparent about that.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
A lot of people within their own communities that don't understand each other, right?
Yeah.
Or you don't understand your history. You don't understand what your family's gone through, or you're just naive to the fact that you you seeing the shit that's going on in America, and you're like, no, that can't be it because America's so great. Like it's people that are for real caught in this matrix, can't open their mind to save their life,
Hmm.
think what they think, they move how they move, and it's difficult. So it's not again a color thing. I'm gonna get Destiny on in a minute.
Yeah, Destiny.
She-
I see what she said.
uh,
Passion is sometimes taken as anger.
and that's fair because there's nothing wrong with passion, but I but
Hmm.
I think too that there's a continuing uh disrespect that's going on that gets overlooked.
Hmm.
And I understand that women feel disrespected, but somebody has to be the first to be like, let me be the mature one,
Hmm.
right? Because you can still be strong without presenting all of that other stuff, man or female. This is not just a woman thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to learn how to walk away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be able to learn how to shake hands and call it a day or apologize first or whatever. Like we have to get past the pride and ego, which is,
Yeah.
which is a lot of, you know what I'm saying, us feeding into the narrative or feeding into the stereotype because we feel like ain't nobody gonna disrespect me. Ain't
Right.
nobody gonna do this and ain't nobody gonna do that.
I
Even
got something to say and I'm gonna handle it this way. Like I took my friends are like, oh, you always go around the bush. You beating around the bush. I'm like, no, I'm not. I
right,
just don't have to. Everything doesn't have to be like a in your face, but I handle it. So, you know.
See, Destiny running from this smoke. She talking all this shit in these comments, but
Ah,
I can't get her to join this doggone live.
yeah. It might be an issue because with the little Instagram been acting up lately.
That ain't no issue. She running from this smoke.
Defense mechanism. Yeah. You
Mothers and
know,
houses running from this smoke.
hmm
Everybody running from this smoke.
so do you think you've ever gotten judged by people?
I get judged.
And what did you say? Like, how did you handle that?
I
Because
get
I know how I handle it, but
judged all the time. And
hmm
for me, like when I was trying to explain it to Carla on the young lady who was on the first,
yeah, I missed that part. I think, yeah.
I always in a sarcastic way, like I come back on people and I always be like, you know, just depending on the conversation or the context rather. I'll tell them that they don't like black men, right? Referring to myself.
hmm
And the reason being, and that's what I was trying to explain to her, was because there's always this, if you have one drop of black, right? That's what
That's the rule.
that's what
Yeah,
they told us,
that's
that
the rule.
rule, that, well, you black.
hmm
And there are some people who, even though they might have that, could be as white as this wall behind me.
Right.
Saying, and then you going and telling somebody you black, and people will look at you crazy. And that's why I
hmm
am appreciative for all sides to me. I mark other. You know, the same thing with my kids. Like
Yeah.
my youngest daughter, the baby, she's half Italian, half everything that I'm mixed with. Thank you, son. I appreciate you.
Okay.
I would want her to be proud of your makeup.
Yeah, Destiny said add her.
Don't be, I'm about to.
Yeah.
Don't be out here, you know what I'm saying that you black, and then, you know, that's going against your mother's side, you know, and her culture and you know,
Yeah.
what she represents. So
Or
that,
just even the culture. You could be like me. I'm a black Latina. That doesn't change my race. That there's an ethnic part, there's a cultural part, and some people is like, oh well, you know,
talking about
blah
she
blah blah.
a request, but I can't do it, like, because all I have is report, hide live from her, or comment. She run this month.
Oh dang! The shots fired.
I add her, man. I can't motherfucking add her.
No, but you know, I had a boyfriend for years. We were together, you know, very close. Almost got married. He was a white Puerto Rican. He looks white. I mean, he just does. And then so people was like, "Oh my God, why are you with him?" I was like, "Well, we might have a lot more in common culturally than you know, but you just judging from what he looks like,
What
and
it
you
look
assuming it's a mismatch." And then he was from Brooklyn. I mean, he was
right.
harder than hard, you know. And but a lot of people judge that just on the surface without really listening and thinking, like, is that a good partner for her? Do they get along? Do they vibe? You know, and they was just like, oh, you had a bad experience with your ex, and that's why. Oh, like, no, nah, you know, I'm too open minded for that.
And
So
I'm glad we got so open people. Like, I thought it was dope that we had a gentleman from Switzerland on here earlier.
yeah,
And
talking about Europe and how it's different
we got
than.
all of that, and that's what's beautiful. Hey, what up, Ghetto Queen? What's happening?
Oh
Going
man, why
on.
you
You
going?
know,
Oh, no.
first of all, I'm gonna say, hold on,
I'm about to stereotype
So
the shit out of
he
you right
just
now.
messed it up,
Go ahead.
didn't he?
hold
We
on.
Yeah,
had love.
you
Say
being
this.
aggressive. You being aggressive right now. That
I
ain't
am.
passing. I'm
That
seeing
is
aggression.
passing. I'm about to let you listen. I'm about to let you in on a secret for real. First of
Uh-huh.
all, you know I ain't about to back down from no challenge. So don't play me ever.
What's
Okay?
going on with all this, bro?
That's
She's
just
letting you
that's
know.
passion. That's passion. But I want to say, listen, I've never dated outside my race. But I'm open. I'm open to it. And I want to say that we need to redefine the narrative and the way that we judge the race of women. I'm going to say this for myself. I have not dated enough men to have an opinion about a whole race.
Right.
You know, so we are allowing other people and
People.
other circumstances and what other people have went through to define how to make us feel a certain type of way. I haven't dated that many men to be like all men are dogs, all black men are dogs. I don't know. I know it's some good black men out there.
You just know the ones you know.
I just know the ones I know. Little old me with the little listen, Sister Vaughn, I only know who I know. So that's one thing. And just because your girlfriend ran into a dog, that doesn't mean that all men are dogs. Or if you've been hurt, that doesn't mean that all men are dogs.
Right.
It doesn't. And I've been hurt quite a bit, but I took it as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? I learned if my heart would not have been broken, I wouldn't be who I am now. So I just say that we need to redefine how we think about the cultural lines. All white women are gullible. All black women are angry. Or I'm not angry. I'm passionate. You know?
Right. But you know what? That ain't just the black thing. And the thing is, people get simple about that. They're like they watch too much TV. That's what I say. And they let what they see on media define how they view the world. And they're like, oh, well, all black women are that way. All black women from America aren't one way. You go out to the Midwest, you go out to Cali, women rock a certain way, different from Atlanta. I'll just tell you right now, no disrespect to nobody on either side. But there's differences even there. And, you know, and you can't just go with that. I have friends from all over the world, and they are women from different countries, and all of them will take your head off about their husbands with passion, with strength. There's some countries they'll smack their husband in public, you know. So, you know, and that's not fair, you know, to just categorize either. But we do have to open up. But for you, Destiny, did you feel like you held back from dating other races because of other people, or you just haven't gotten there yet?
I just haven't I really haven't been approached by a guy like a nice thick white guy with blue eyes, with the Wrangler jeans on with the boots
so
on.
You got a type.
Listen, baby, I got a type.
Did you say a thick white guy?
Yes, like one that works out.
I thought we were in a no judgment zone. This is no
I
judgment.
prefer his name to be Brad or Chad with blue eyes.
Brad or Chad? Oh, Jesus. Well, you know, I like Orlando Bloom. I know he's kind of skinny, but I don't know why I like him.
I don't really like skinny guys. I don't really like skinny. But yeah,
I don't
I
either, but
preference.
Yeah.
But and the crazy thing is I have never
JP is like off the screen on us.
JP, get your little
Come back.
Here. Don't run now. You asked for this. You came for me. I was cleaning up my office, okay? But I would prefer a thick white guy. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like he can kind of
Yeah. I get what you're saying. He can handle it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a thick girl. So I don't want no little white.
I feel a way knowing that you want a thick white.
I mean a buff, you know what I'm saying? Like a buff, and then it could be a firefighter.
You didn't say buff, you said thick. And
well, you know what she meant.
I hear
skinny.
Any human being described as thick is when men refer to women as thick. So
see, there you go. You stereotyped again. Like, no.
Limits.
Like a buff. Okay, I should say buff. Let me say a buff white guy, Brad, Chad, with blue eyes, with the
So how would you feel if a man said, I need me a buff chick? Like, you see what I'm saying?
I'm not her.
I would think she lift weights.
I'm not her.
She's in the gym.
I'm losing the weight, but I'm not her. I've always been a thick chick. I've always been a thick girl. So I wouldn't be her. So don't judge. I mean, just go find your person because I'm not your person. Right. I'm a thick girl. Okay.
And do you feel a certain type of way when you see black men with a woman outside her race? Like poor JP up there.
I don't because I've seen it all my life. My dad is married to a white lady. So I've seen that all my life. That is normal to me. I live with a white lady. And she's a white lady. Her name is Connie.
Connie.
So,
shout out to Connie.
What?
She jumped on the live, didn't she?
Yeah, she did on one of them previous. So it's almost like I've never I've never desired to date a white guy, but right now, like I'm older, and I realize that the world has painted a certain picture about love, and it's not necessarily the right picture that they've painted.
Yeah.
And so I'm open to love. Like I'm a person that loves. I'm a lover. I'm a lover. I don't want to say a sucker for love, but I'm a lover. So
and I tell you,
white could be right for me. You know what I'm saying? You see my hair? Like I can straighten my hair out.
And I think it's a bigger, like there's some countries like the guy from Switzerland was saying that have an issue, but I'm finding it's more an issue in the US than anywhere I've been. Not that it doesn't happen anywhere else. Like when I go overseas, let me tell you what, them men be ready to, they don't care. They really don't care. They want a good woman. Now some of them may be traditional, but I've found that some of the older generations, you're going to see that, but overseas, it's less of an issue than it is here. You'll get like I say, a compliment. They'll compliment you and assault you in the same sentence, and they'll do it very publicly in the United States. Then and your JP, come back on the screen. We're not letting you go out like that. You need to
get back up here, JP. But I think that's
no. But seriously, I know. Yeah.
And
look at the little guy. Take over for your dad because he ain't working with us right now. Portia said Jewish men love black women. I agree. German men too.
Where the Jewish men at?
Southern Italians. When I went to Italy, it was too much. I felt like I was a supermodel. I tell you right now, the men was crazy. but
that's okay. So that's another thing. That's another thing for me too. Sometimes they can be obsessed with the black woman. That scares me.
Yeah, like, and now fetishizing is not okay. Having a fetish is different than when you actually like really dig the person or you can see through their personality. I don't do fetish. You're not gonna be like, oh, black queen, but it's kind of like quotations and I just want to live out a fantasy. That's not cool because that's the same thing as colorism. That's like a slave master. It's like I want to use you for a physical purpose, but I don't see value in you.
Right.
So you're gonna value me if we're gonna do this. Absolutely. Yeah.
But bottom line is I'm open. Like right now I'm open. Brad, Chad, call me, bro.
You want her thick?
Call me. No, Buff.
He can't get past that.
Josh, I said Buff. Don't do that. I changed the word Buff.
Chad, you gonna use Chad for his
No, but I think you know what? Like, listen, love is love. I've never dated a white guy, but a white guy has never approached me either. A white guy has never approached me. I don't know if I match his fly or if he matches my fly. I don't know, but I mean, we'll find out if one call me and he talking the right language. We'll find out. I like to have conversations.
Yeah. So Josh, do you feel like when you dated other women that you had to explain things that you were going through as a black man more than you did with a black woman? And does that even matter to you?
Explain myself.
Yeah. Like explain how the trials and tribulations of a black man. Do you feel like you had to explain that?
As far as, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely think it's important to have an understanding across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as to my peers, I'm not even going there with that. You know what I mean? Because everybody's gonna be judgmental regardless. Like I've been judged regardless from the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought up a certain way. Like on the side of Atlanta, they ain't going. You know what I'm saying? Like they tell like stay with your own. I ain't gonna say that my mom was on that or anything like that, but what I am gonna say is like your peers, a lot of the people be around, the other people that you know, they ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? So I've never been that type of person, man. Like I go for what I go for, like, and I leave it at that, man. I don't think it's important for me to feel like I got to justify my decisions to people because they have no effect or anything that's going on within my household, man. And not just with that, you know, a lot of these people that are passing judgment, man, are falling short in their relationships quite often because, again, they're so worried about what everybody else is doing and they're not taking care of what they should be doing.
Or they're not growing. They just have stunted growth.
That's
But
a lot of
yeah.
people have that.
But do you think you need a partner that understands who you are as a black man? Is that important to you? Or is it easier to date a black woman in that regard? Because
No,
I'm going to ask the question because, you know, people ask that and people want to know.
right.
They really do.
For me, I just think as a man.
She's like, Destiny's like, she went there. I did.
I think for like me, I think for me as a man, right?
Yeah.
As a man, period. And then after that, of course, it definitely helps to have an understanding of me and what I deal with as a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this earlier, just because you look like me don't mean you gonna understand me either.
Right.
It's true.
So like, don't
Very good.
be ignorant to that and just feel like because we black we get each other. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? I'm
It's
from
not.
Georgia. Atlanta folks move first of all, South Side folks move different than folks on the North Side. Folks
Yeah. I learned that lesson the hard way when I moved to Atlanta. I was like, what?
it's just different
I
vibe,
was like, you don't know nothing.
you know what I'm saying, mindset. So just across the
Yeah.
board, people move different. That's why you gotta have
Yeah.
an understanding in general. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not based off of my color because there are things that men require that are very important. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And just like
Like,
there are things that,
like,
I mean, shit, we want to be respected. We want to be understood. You feel me? Like we want to be able to know that
Men have
we can
feelings too.
we could be vulnerable,
Yeah.
be transparent, and not be
Yeah.
judged.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? Like, you know, just how you treat us, man. Like, don't get it twisted, man. Like,
All right.
folks out here putting on that hard front, man. But listen, man, we in a day and age of mental health and everything else, and
absolutely.
we trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Ain't got time to be hard all the time, man. We got to be able to turn the switch on, acknowledge how we feel, understand our emotions, grow. You know what I'm saying? Be able to express
Right.
yourself, cry if you need to, be mad, like
For sure.
just own your shit without it going somewhere that could be toxic.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that ain't good for nobody. And like I said, that is a man thing. Now it does
Yeah.
help to understand me as a black man from the standpoint of what I go through the minute I walk out my house, what I go
Right.
through, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to jobs or opportunities or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
somebody might look at me just for walking down the street. Like now those things are also important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I always look at it as a man thing.
Yeah. I think you're right because I look at it as long as you can hear me and respect me, you can respect my family, who they are, all, you know, you can come. My family might be different from how you were raised, but if you can respect and you could just hear and just go, okay, I understand who you are, you know, or get to know that part of you, it wouldn't matter. That's why I think this is a good topic. It doesn't matter the race or the color. If the person truly loves and respects you, they take that time to dig deep and know, you know, what triggers you, what you go through, and they can empathize and understand and listen to you, then they can take care of you.
And I'm gonna
They
say
can
this,
support you.
right.
And it doesn't matter what background they came from because when they're genuine and they're solid,
And
yeah,
I'm gonna say
you
this
know,
too,
that's a
real
big
quick,
thing.
and this
I
is
totally
equally
agree.
important. We gotta also understand too that when you can understand a lot about that person, like do
Mm-hmm.
research on your own, like of course have
Yeah,
a conversation with them, but I think that gives people a different perspective and respect for the person, regardless of your race or your background.
right,
Because I do feel that for us as black men, right? Because the narrative is we not dating, you know, black women, and y'all both have already mentioned, like, look, if somebody's trying me and I feel a way, like you don't know how it feels to be a woman, you know,
mm-hmm.
world or doing this and doing that. Uh,
Right,
so it's just having the understanding, you know what I mean? And the same thing for the women who constantly dogging the fuck out of us. Like we ain't perfect. We ain't trying to
right,
feel like we perfect. Bear with us. We having hard days too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
This shit is easy, but it's like y'all look down, not y'all, but
Yeah,
the woman.
just women. Yeah. I
Oh,
think it's, their feelings was hurt. They're in their feelings. Something happened to them in the past that traumatized them, and that comes out
Absolutely.
in judgment, and they project it onto you. Or
Absolutely.
let's say someone my skin color is like, oh, Josh is with this light woman. Oh, it's because he don't like dark women. That's because I feel rejected. That has nothing to do with you and your decisions. That what that is really a reflection of their pain.
I
And
don't.
sometimes I feel bad for people, but at the same time they have to grow, and they have to wake up. Like my dad, he's like, look, we're not still slaves anymore. And he
Well,
says that, and that
I'm,
sounds harsh, but that's a Caribbean way to say something. But what he's saying is, you got to break that mentality.
but why does
You
it
can't
matter?
have your feelings hurt about things that have nothing to do with you. That man's choice has nothing to do with
Why
you.
do
He did not reject you. He did what he's doing.
yeah.
Um, and that's a thing that we got to grow past too. All that historical pain, the generational stuff that's been passed down. God bless our grandparents and our parents, but sometimes they tell us stuff that's wrong. We just got to get past that, and we got to understand that can't shape our choices and who we date, who we're going to be with, a partner we pick for life. Because when they're dead and gone, hopefully we still have that person. And we need to pick the best person for us, and not based on what society told us to have, or family even. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna be quiet for a second.
No, you good. We gon' cause I know we can keep talking on this for another hour, but Miss Destiny, lay it on
What's
us,
up?
man. Give us some food. Give us some food for you shut this thing down. I know you gotta
Yes,
get ready.
London.
You you gotta get ready for Bible study tomorrow. So
Uh-oh.
Actually, I am.
yeah.
I actually have to minister in the morning. Actually,
Oh, see that?
but yeah, but I would say this: listen, heal before you try to build anything. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Heal your heart, heal your emotions, heal your mind, heal your soul, heal all of that, because that determines what you attract.
Right.
Sometimes we attract what we are, so we attract the brokenness, and we try to slap a color on it, and it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah.
We were created to love one another. So once we heal those past traumas, that the racism and all of that, like racism is really big here in America. Once we heal past that, I believe that true love will show up, true love will
Mm-hmm.
find us, and we'll be able to deal with it and all of the things that come with being in a relationship.
Right.
So we gotta heal. That's number one. So we don't jump from person to person expecting that person to be your everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody should be your everything. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're white,
True.
black, green, Jew, whatever they are. So we just got to get
Yeah.
back to that place, where we can love genuinely without all of the BS, without all of the brokenness. We sometimes we love people out of a necessity that we have, or we want to be with somebody because we don't want to be by ourselves, or we don't want to face ourselves. But this is a question that I'll leave for everybody, and then I'm done. Would you marry you?
Mm-hmm.
Would you marry
Exactly.
your low down, smart mouth, whatever issue you got going on? Would you marry you? Can you see yourself spending the rest of your life with you?
Right.
So think about that before you try to hold somebody else hostage to your bondage. Would you marry you?
Appreciate
I'm
that, D.
listening.
Miss Deb, what you got for us?
I'll just say, it's similar to what she just said. Healthy mindset. You really have to have a healthy mindset to approach life. You have to have some confidence. And confidence doesn't mean you're arrogant and you're out here causing problems. You really need to believe in yourself, and you need to love yourself so that you can be confident in who you pick and be comfortable in that choice. So if you date outside your race, if you date outside your ethnicity, your culture, your whatever, your comfort zone, even, let's put it out there, you will have the confidence to walk in that choice and not feel challenged by the world. And no one can make you feel bad about what you're doing. And that comes with confidence. And yes, you're healed. Like good sis said, you are a healed person. So you can walk in that truth. You need to know yourself. You need to know what you want and why you want it. And you cannot be what I call the person that waffles. You can't one day say, I want this, and the next day you want something else. That means you don't know. And that means you need to do some soul searching before you put yourself out there, before you put your spirits on somebody else, before you start, ruining lives. And you have this trail of destruction because you aren't settled. You aren't grounded. You don't know. You can't handle a relationship in your culture, outside your culture, nothing. You're not ready. And a person who's ready and in a healthy mindset, they can find somebody at the corners of the earth if that's the right partner for them, and it will work in that time and place because you're stable mentally, physically, spiritually, and I'm gonna throw financially in there. Stable don't mean rich, but it darn sure means you know how to manage your money and you have a plan for your life. That's a partner that's ready to date in any respect.
Yeah.
And if you add the other challenges to it, then you definitely need to be solid so you can face the world and be confident in who you are. So I just leave people with that. You just need to be ready and together.
Amen. I'm gonna leave it off from the standpoint of like I love people, man, and from my spiritual / religious background, just the understanding that we all come from so many different walks of life, for one. And in order to make this world a better place, for one, obviously I must love myself. But then for two, to be able to love and want to see everybody be the best version of themselves that they can be. And whether it's love, whether it's business, whether it's whatever it is, we still got to function amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way for me that has my mind and my heart open to the thought of, you know what I mean, being in a relationship with someone that doesn't look like me or whatever, or being able to, again, I have a daughter by a woman that doesn't look like me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We have to be able to love our child to the best of our ability and raise her with the right core values, with great morals and principles, because she's on two different sides of it. And I'm not here to be judgmental or anything like that, because life is about love. It's about relationships. It's about finding people.
Right.
It's about finding friendships that serve.
Correct.
And we have to be able to get with people or have friends or whatever the case may be of people that are going to serve us, and the same thing for us when it comes to them. And it has to be genuine. It has to be authentic. And we put so much pressure and so much whatever on color that we're missing the mark on what relationship is definitely supposed to be.
Right.
And even though all of those things are important, right? Mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, physical, sexual, all of those things are important in relationship. But I think it's interesting when I listen to people talk about relationship these days, if it's not a color thing, or if the ass ain't fat enough, the body ain't tight enough, like that, there's that part of it too.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of, if it ain't color shaming, it's body shaming. It's a lot of shit that's going on that is unfortunate across the board, whether it's a male or a female thing.
Right.
And get to the point, man, where we're loving internally.
Right.
We're not focused on the outer, man. We got to get to really know people, understand what they come from, understand the beauty that's within, and go from there. And that's how we pick our partners. That's how we pick our friends. And the list goes on and on and on. Ladies, thank you. Tonight was strong. Tonight was very powerful. I know we.
Oh, he said strong.
It was. Yeah. That,
I don't know.
yeah, get the hell on, man. Go,
Aw,
go upstairs, man. What was that?
hey, little mama.
Knock shit upstairs, man. Go. That's what you just did. Go on. I'm coming.
All right.
Go
bye.
ahead.
Bye.
Strong. She was strong. She wanted to say something.
Bye.
What can you do?
Hey, man, but tonight was good though, man, because I know that's a heavy one, and I know we're gonna have to jump back on this. This is one of those topics, man, that there's something that needs to continue to be talked about. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's funny, man. People, it's like people are targeting certain people or their look or this or that,
Right.
and we're failing heavily. You know what I'm saying? Or we might
Smart.
get what we looking for at that time, but man, it's not ending up in longevity. So thank y'all for both sharing your stories and your perspectives, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate Zen earlier, Carla earlier. Like
Yeah.
it was really dope, man. Amazing, much needed conversation.
Yeah.
Thick lives matter. Yeah.
I mean, look, you gonna be popping somewhere. You go somewhere in the world. What you got is what is happening. So,
So appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep shooting.
she's on my way.
Y'all keep shooting the topics, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Building and discussing and going over this stuff, man. Good. Y'all have a good night.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Night.
Night. Do. All right, good people, love and blessings, man. Y'all be easy. Man, get at y'all tomorrow or whenever. All right, bless.